speak.
And while we're here for Tim, why don't we just go through our committee commentary? Does anybody want to go next? We'll use the time efficiently.
For communications and IT, I just want to let residents know that Committeeman Mancuso and Committeeman Arvanites will be at office hours for the month of May, which is the second Wednesday of the month, and an announcement will be given on the exact hours for that.
Peter, did you have any general
Couple of
comments?
things. Just Little League is open. We started with the American League last week. Our mayor threw out an incredible strike. He outdid the mayor of Morristown, which is not we had a wonderful time. It was great. Mark mentioned the office hours. Our esteemed former mayor, Bob Nace, passed away, and I think a memorial service will be held on the 25th of May.
24th of May.
24th of May, and there'll be more information on that.
The assumption, I think the township probably post, I think Tim will post something on the website.
Yeah, all right. And I'm just so happy that the situation with distracted and texting while driving is moving ahead, and it's getting more and more traction. If we could just get those penalties increased, I would be very, very delighted. And I thank you all for being here today.
Great. Kathy?
Yeah, I had several things I wanted to report. I'll try to be as brief as possible. On the Environment, Energy, and Sustainability Standing Committee,
Kathy, use the microphone, please.
we have several new members of our Environmental Commission, and I'm happy to see them working very actively to build up their own background knowledge. 5 of them went to the Fundamentals of Environmental Commissions workshop that was offered recently by ANJAC, the Association of New Jersey Environmental Commissions. The recent, the March Environmental Commission meeting was very productive. 2 guest speakers, Tom Ashman, who's the superintendent of our DPW, and Farmer Sean, who is talked about composting. He's from Bell Green. Mr. Ashman talked about recycling, and a couple of things really stood out to me. The fact that paper and cardboard are the #1 revenue, or the best recycling for us. Over the years, there's been a change in the recycling market. It used to be a source of revenue. Now it's an expense for us. But our most valuable recycling materials are paper and cardboard. And one suggestion that was just memorable to me, not a requirement, but the idea that paper should be very dry. If it's got a moisture content of 0.02% or higher, it gets rejected. And so a good way of ensuring that is to put your paper and cardboard at the top of the bin. I thought that was an interesting suggestion. And of course, don't put any plastic bags in the recycling. It jams up the equipment. We will be, I wanted to mention also, they formed 2 subcommittees at the last Environmental Commission meeting, and one of them will be working to synthesize information from the 2 guest speakers and figuring out ways to share that with the public. The other subcommittee will be working to plan a New Jersey Clean Energy Program presentation, and a representative from SMUCA, the Southeast Morris County Municipal Utilities Authority, our water authority, will be presenting at the Environmental Commission May 14th. And the public is invited to attend. We will be scheduling a presentation for a larger public audience at a later time. And I also wanted to mention that there is a presentation coming up Thursday, May 16th, Single-Use Plastic Pollution, Local and State. This sounds really interesting to me. This is a number of neighboring environmental commissions: Madison, Chatham Borough, Chatham Township, Florham Park, Livingston, Long Hill, and Morris Township. The environmental commissions of those towns working together with ANJAC and with a couple of legislative champions to present information and have a discussion on single-use plastic. I called Anjek today. This is open to the public. So anybody who's interested can attend 7 p.m. at the Madison Community House in Madison. And one thing that's especially interesting to me, they'll be discussing the importance of local ordinances and the update on the state approach to single-use plastics legislation. I've always been of the opinion that we should have a state ordinance, but I'm hearing a lot of discussion that local ordinances are needed to pressure the state. So to me, there's a lot of behavioral change that can happen if we just become aware of it and make that choice. How to do that, that's the question. And for standing committees, that's all I've got. I do have something else under Township Committee comments.
Well, that's what we were doing.
This is, this is.
Oh, I thought we were doing
Yeah.
standing committees.
No, we were going to,
Okay,
I thought we might skip over that.
I'll mention one thing that I think is really interesting. It's from our EDAC committee, the Economic Development Advisory Committee. The county has an economic development group that's very active this year, and they're working with us. And one of their projects that they're advocating, and we're helping with, is to collect, it has to do with collecting cost of living data. And the idea here is that a lot of, when people look to relocate, they do a lot of their research online. And if you look online right now, there is no cost of living data for our area. Our area is merged in with New York and other counties in New Jersey. And so what Morris County is looking to do is to set up cost of living data for our particular area, which I think is a very interesting project. They need volunteers to help with the research. We had three people from our EDAC committee have volunteered. I was one of them. You do the collection once a quarter, so 4 times a year, and you collect data on various cost of living indicators like food, housing. My assignment was movies and food. And so the point here being we need more volunteers, and if anyone's interested, please let me know.
very good. So I'll make my general commentary, and then we have to get back to the budget, which we have a few more items, the bid committee for one item, we have the resolutions, the consent calendar and such, and then we'll get to public commentary, I'm sorry. We have to get through the rest of the budget. So quickly, April is Clean Communities Month, and I just want to acknowledge the work that Bill Falsh and the Recreation Department's been doing. They do this every year. They hand out gloves and bags, and they encourage people to go clean up the parks. Mark and I attended and Peter also, the cleanup at the park behind the Hayward Park, behind the Hillside Host Company, but I wanted to acknowledge the good work that Bill Falsh does to promote that activity. The Department of Public Works started yard waste pickup. Last week was on 1, this week is on 2, this Saturday. So one of the most exciting times of the year for me because I have so many sticks that fall down from my trees, and it's a great way to get rid of them. So please take advantage of one of it. It's another nice service that the township provides. And that that yard waste gets trucked up to the Morris County Municipal Utilities Authority. They have a composting site at 500 Hanover Avenue where we bring our stuff, correct? Is that where it all goes? No, ours doesn't go there?
Well, leaves go up there in the fall, but all the debris and stuff goes to the top of that.
Okay. So they have a composting site up there on Hanover Avenue, and they provide free compost and wood chips to residents if they'd like. And if you can pay a delivery fee, I believe, and they'll deliver it to your house. So if you're interested in that service, the phone number is 973-285-8389.